This is Life with Hope, and today is going to be a little bit different from some of the previous episodes. So get ready, strap yourself in to your seats, buckle up, and enjoy the ride, or don't enjoy the ride. I don't know, but just this is it. This is real, this is raw, this is something I need to get off my chest, and that's what this is about for this episode this week. That's why it's a little bit different, is because I need to say these things. Somebody has to say these things. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I need to get this stuff off my chest. So I feel like there are a lot of people in my life, friends, family, acquaintances, whoever it may be, and they look at me like I have this cookie cutter lifestyle. Like I grew up in the same home my whole life. And yes, this is true. These are facts. I have never had to deal with the feelings and the stress and the heartache of moving and going from place to place and city to city and state to state or another country. I never had to deal with those stresses in my life. And yes, I have had really great older brothers who have always been there for me and protected me through thick and thin. I have the same parents, mom and dad, been together for so many years, and I've never had to deal with divorce or anything. I've never had to deal with that pain and what that is like and how much stress and heartache that brings to a family. But I think the thing that people doubt in me is that I don't know what it's like. And I do want to say, yes, I agree with you, because I have never walked in your shoes and I have never been through that same experience. But in so many ways, there are a lot of people in my life, past and present, who I have learned a lot of dark stuff about. Really intense things that I never knew I would encounter. And yes, they were not my own pain and my own suffering, but these are people that I really, truly care about. And I couldn't believe they've gone through this type of stuff in their life, this heaviness and this weight that they've had to hold on to for so many weeks, months, years, decades. And I'm just going to go through some of them because I want to list this stuff and explain some of these things of what I've heard and what I've dealt with adjacently, and to why I'm not naive to the fact that this shit happens to people. And I think that's the mistake that some people make in me, is that they look at me like, oh, Hope, she's just perfect and happy and everything's so great for her and she's never dealt with pain and I don't know what she has to worry about. But I have people in my life that I worry and I stress about, and they have dealt with some really bad shit in their life. And I'm not gonna share any of this of who and when and where, or any of the timelines, any of the people, because that is what Anonymous is about, and that is what it's all about, to keep people's stuff private. But I am gonna share this in an anonymous way so others can get the point and get the picture of so many people go through stuff. And I don't know, I'm not trying to put this in a way of like, I don't know, like poor me or whatever, because like, again, these are not the things that I've dealt with explicitly, but it's stuff that I think people just think I've never heard of. And again, this cookie cutter lifestyle, or this like image that people have of me, I don't know. So I'm just gonna go over some of these things, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I've known people who have left home when they were 18, some people who have never had a real mom and a real dad, people who have lost their parents at a very young age, someone who's been raped by a family member, people who've been in and out of jail, people who have dealt with drug addiction, people who have dealt with divorced parents, people who have found out that they could never have children, people who were never accepted for being gay, people who have grown up in a very religious household, and people who grew up in a very non-religious household, people who never knew who their father was, and so much more. So much more. I have learned a lot from friends, family, acquaintances, strangers. And just because people look at me like I had this really perfect upbringing, you don't know the whole story. You don't even know half the story. There's a lot that I've gone through, and a lot of traumas, and a lot of PTSD, and a lot of scariness from my own past. And yeah, it might not look so dark and so scary and so intense next to your story, but that's my point. It's not a comparison or a battle or a race or anything of like, mine's worse than yours, or mine was darker than yours, and mine was this and that. Like, that's not what it's about. It's not. We all have so many different stories and so many different demons in our closets, and just so much shit that we've all dealt through and with, and maybe even to this day and age we haven't actually dealt with it all, and we still live with some of those demons and those heartaches and those traumas. They're still right in our back pockets every day. And I don't know, I guess that's why I wanted to bring this up, is because it frustrates me sometimes, lots of times, that people just think I had such a simple life. And yes, like I said, a lot of it is facts. Amazing, incredible family. Like, I am so incredibly thankful and blessed, and I could not imagine a more perfect mom and dad and two brothers and dogs that I grew up with. Yes, those are all facts. But I had my own hard stuff that I've gone through in waves, and that just kind of hit me out of nowhere. And I've dealt through a lot of it, but there's still some stuff that comes back. But I feel like that's life. And a lot of us, I think, can relate to that, because that's where we go back to that common ground of we are all freaking human. Bottom line, that is our commonality. That is what we can all guarantee, even though we have all never walked in the same shoes as each other. The one thing we can go back to is that we are all human, and we all have thoughts, we all have feelings, we all have hopes and dreams and nightmares and trauma and dark days and happy light days, and they're all so different from each other. But just don't forget that we are all human. That's it. I know this is a little bit different from my normal Hope, Life with Hope episodes, but I really just needed to get that out. And not like I needed to explain myself. It's not like I gotta lay down the law and let everybody know. But I really just needed to get that off my chest because it is something that comes up every now and then where people look at me and just think like, oh, Hope, how would you know? Like, how would you relate? You've never gone through that. You've never dealt with this. And I just want you to know, like, you are so right. I haven't. I don't think I will ever know, and I hope I don't. Same thing for me, like things that I've dealt with, certain things that really broke my heart, I would never wish upon my own worst enemy. I would never wish anything bad on anyone because nobody deserves to feel that. The pain and the suffering that I've felt and the pain and the suffering that someone else has felt, I hope we don't ever have to intermix that and feel what we've all felt. But that's again where we have that common ground of being human together. So yes, we may have not walked in the same shoes. We may not have ever been on the same paths as each other, but we know what it's like to hurt in so many different ways. We also know what it's like to grow in so many ways and to have an amazing, beautiful life. And so that's my message, I guess, is that life happens. Dark, stormy days will come, but there's a lot of light, there's a lot of sunshine, there's a lot of rainbows and shooting stars out there too. So let's search for those days and let's make the best of those because we deserve it. And I want the best for all of you. And I'm sending all my love and all my light to everyone. So thank you for being here, for listening, for watching, and I wish you all the best. Take care. Love you all. Life with Hope. See you next time.